Hello everybody! As you can see, I kind of had to make do with my setup here, but I'm so happy to be here at Midwest Speed Fest, and I am so excited to show you Hotline Miami. I'll be running New Game Plus all levels, which means that I need to play through each level and each transition between levels. There's no save and quit for all intents and purposes. So, I do have on commentary as well a certain Snowfats. Want to say hi, Snowfats?
Hello? Hey, what's poppin'?
Good to hear you, gamer.
Always good to hear that robotic voice.
Aw, you're so sweet. Well, hey, I'm gonna do my best to focus on this and make sure I don't die as much as I did during the Calithon race we had. But, is it alright if I lean on you for explaining a lot of the tech and stuff?
Oh yeah, no problem. I've played this game a couple times before, so I think I could do that.
You know, maybe once or twice. Alright, so, ready for a countdown?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Now we're going.
The menu's very difficult in this game. That's why, unironically, that is why New Game Plus All Levels is the most popular category in this game. It's because you don't have to do level skips, which means you have to do a lot less menuing.
Yeah, it's a real godsend in this run.
So as mentioned earlier, the category New Game Plus All Levels, clearly the name just describes everything you need to know, which is you play New Game Plus, so everything, all masks and all weapons are already unlocked in this game. Well, they could be, I noticed some are not.
I definitely have slacked a little bit.
And all levels means that we are going to be seeing every mandatory screen without doing any menu skips. This also means that we will be avoiding any major skips, which will skip entire screens, such as can be done on some levels like Decadence and Push It. So New Game Plus All Levels is essentially play the game with everything unlocked previously, and then just keep playing until you're at the end. It's very straightforward.
Yeah, definitely a straightforward category, and yeah, you're just straight gameplay all the way through.
Absolutely. I'm certain we're going to see great gameplay from Orion, programmed to be the absolute best.
Well, you see, I can't guarantee that, but I'll do my best. Oh hey, great start. Hello? There we go.
Hotline ruining its ugly head. So, unlike many other speed games, Hotline Miami has a relatively high amount of has a relatively high amount of randomness that goes into it, in that enemy locations are always the same, and the type of AI they are is always the same, but the weapons that they can spawn with can be randomized. The random weapons that are just kind of strewn about the levels by the developers can be randomized, and there are some AI who are random roaming gunmen who the directions that they will go and kind of just how they'll behave in general is also randomized. So running Hotline in general involves a lot of risk assessment is a good way of putting it.
Where yeah, that is a fantastic way to put it.
You want to do riskier strats so that you can go like faster, of course, but at the same time, that's going to leave you way more likely to die, which is very likely going to lose more time than you would gain doing a risky strat. So it's a constant push-pull balance of runner to game.
Yeah, and that's what makes this game so fun to run too, because you're always trying to push yourself to do the riskier stuff and just play the best you can. And sometimes the game punishes you hard for it.
Oh, I absolutely agree on that part. This game is very fun. personally speaking, this game is very fun to run, and part of that, for me at least, just my preference for speed games, is because this game has some randomness, but it's not all random. Like, there's a lot that you still will guaranteed know going into it, so that you can make strategies and just have general formulas that you want to go through a level using. However, you will need to be able to adapt that strategy on the fly as you see that how things have varied due to just little randomness here and there.
Alright, do you want to explain this trick I'm going to do coming up here?
For the boss fight here?
More so this PRNG seed manipulation I'm doing.
Oh yeah, it's very important how you walk out of this level to, if you don't spin the girl enough times, then basically each time you spin it, you're actually like rotating the RNG matrix that's built into the game. He's been keeping track of everything that's happened up to this point. Orion has.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah, so they're keeping close track of all the RNG that's happening, and spinning them is important for realigning RNG to better manipulate it later on. You'll see what we mean. It's pretty obvious when it happens.
Oh. Hello?
An interesting part of this game, actually, is that arguably the speedrun itself gets, if not harder, at least more annoying in parts 1 and part 2. Because part 1 and part 2, because they're the sort of introductory parts of the game, they want to be easier than later parts, tend to have enemies spread out a lot more.
Headphone warning!
With it in a speedrun is that enemies are spread out a lot more, so there's a lot more distance that you need to cover, like, in order to actually get to them.
Again?
And also, the game is more shy about using gunmen at this stage.
You're gonna have to deal with that again. I'm so sorry, everyone. There we go. Third time's the charm! Hello? There we go.
Hello.
is this thing on? Hello? There we go. Yeah, that floor was pretty funky there. Definitely did my best to adjust to some of the mistakes I was making there, but you know, that's Hotline. Sometimes you just gotta get kneecapped a couple times before it all makes sense.
That's life. That level of tension in particular is one of the most... It's kind of the epitome of what I was saying of there's kind of just a bunch of enemies spread out really far away, and you just kind of need to run around and kind of get them all, and it's... Some of them might come in at times you're not expecting because there's a lot of randomness involved in the early parts of the game, so that's why there were instances where Orion would get ambushed and get shot because someone came through a door that they weren't expecting. Many of these levels have a pretty finely, by this point in time, a pretty finely crafted route through them. However, as mentioned before, you're never going to be performing just like, oh, this is how you beat this level. When it comes to Hotline, you're going to have to be able to adapt the strategy on the fly. So although there is a ideal tight plan going through every level, Orion constantly is changing that to kind of just deal with the AI. This entire run is about coping, let's be honest. That's all we do.
So true. Time to go and do the one level that has some speed strats.
Oh no.
Alright, who's still alive?
Many instances, the AI are just strange in this game. They may not behave exactly how you'd expect, and there's two really weird parts on the first floor of Clean Hit. One of them is that the sitting mobsters on the first floor can actually hear your gunshots from anywhere on the map, and also the waiters with like their Uzis in hand will not see you if you're hugging the right wall. These are things that we have learned, and of course we've figured out how can we exploit this to kind of go through the levels a lot faster than was probably intended.
Yeah, and a lot of people approach the second floor of Clean Hit differently, where some take guns, some take the axe. I think the axe is pretty cool, so that's why I went for that.
It is so satisfying to hit that 4K. Yeah, also, anyone in chat, please defer to Nio Speed. Absolute god gamer when it comes to Hotline, knows everything about the game.
That's so true. They taught me everything I know.
One thing that happened on the first floor of this level that's worth mentioning, something that can be done to speed up executions in this game when you knock an enemy down. If you're not using Tony, there's many, many times where you're likely going to knock enemies down instead of just outright kill them, so you need to be able to finish them off as fast as possible. When an enemy gets knocked down, you just walk over them and you can start like an execution animation where usually it's just a couple whacks and they're done for. However, if they get knocked down close enough to a wall, they'll actually end up sitting against it with their head there, and instead of needing to execute them, you can just whack them straight away with a weapon or shoot them even. And it will take them out much, much faster. So if you can position yourself, to knock enemies into walls or tall objects like desks and stuff, you can save quite a bit of time from knockdowns that would otherwise be just huge time sinks. Orion, can you do me a favor and hit Biker Warp? It'd really help me out. It'd be fun.
Looks like it's not happening, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely beefed that one.
We tried.
It's okay. I'll do the jacket clip, no problem.
Thank you. We need to prove that this game has speed tech so they stop making fun of me on Discord.
Don't forget to ping at Snowfats. Hotline is a meme game. There you go.
Whoa. Hey, don't do that.
Alright, so now we're getting into where the difficulty ramps up quite a bit, and the layers of everything is just getting crazy.
Yeah, once you get out of Part 2, levels tend to have a lot more enemies in more dangerous positions, but as mentioned earlier, you'll notice they tend to be kind of more tightly packed in now, which definitely makes it more dangerous, but also allows you to kill them more quickly. Also, banger alert.
Yeah, this will also blow out your speakers. Let's see here. Oh, hey. Oh, no.
Yeah, one unfortunate thing about this level, because it's being a nightclub, they absolutely turn up the bass, turn up the stereo, is that it can be pretty difficult to hear certain sound cues that are pretty important. Like when an AI gets knocked down versus being killed, that makes a distinctly different sound. So usually it's a good idea to turn the music down, but at the same time, Hotline's soundtrack, both 1 and 2, are so good. This game's just great.
Who's still alive? Hello? Oh, there.
Hi.
Alright, I just played it safe there. Going up there with a shotgun is not ideal. Generally you want something that's automatic, but sometimes you just have to make do.
Mm-hmm. Something important about this game is certain AI can respond to gunshots and come running when they hear you. The chance of them coming towards you, though, is based on the number of times you shoot, not on the it's absolutely quantity over quality. So if you sit in the room and you fire both double barrel shots into the wall, it's pretty unlikely a lot of AI will hear you. Whereas if you just start unloading with like a machine pistol or like an assault rifle or something into a wall, everyone's gonna come running. So getting pump shotguns in certain locations is not ideal.
Hello? There we go.
Crackdown has one tiny bit of speed tech that I really appreciate, which is on the first floor. On the first floor, you can approach the top left, like, standing gunman, which normally he's too far away and he would just shoot you before you can reach him. But you can approach him safely through that doorway by passing back through the door once you've opened it. And that causes the AI to briefly lose line of sight with you, and they just get confused by what happened, and during that confusion, you have just enough time to make it up there and hit them consistently. It's a thing of beauty.
Absolutely. Yeah, so now we're getting to probably one of my favorite levels. Like, learning this game, this is definitely one of the more difficult ones, but once you understand it, it's just so much fun.
Hot and Heavy is definitely one of the more fun levels, and it's also it's the level where they just crank the number of enemies up to 11. They just break the dial and the enemies keep pouring out.
Alright, oh, I need a melee weapon. Let's grab this one.
Good choice, good choice.
My favorite. Ugh.
What's your favorite gun, though? There is a correct answer. We are
Double
all
barrel.
judging you. Double barrel?
Yeah.
Word, word, word. Thank you for making the correct decision.
Is there another option?
I'm pretty sure it's the only gun in this game, actually. Everything else doesn't count as a gun. It's just something that shoots projectiles.
There we go. Yeah, this level can be, or this specific floor can be pretty finicky, because you're trying to just deal with so many enemies that are roaming and running around. But, yeah, at the end of the day, we did it.
Something really nice also about the huge window level is that the enemies, most of the more dangerous positioned enemies tend to be consistent in their locations, such that you don't even need to have them on screen. If you just know where they spawn in at, you can shoot them from really far away, and it makes clearing out certain areas a lot safer than would otherwise be mandatory.
Yeah, absolutely. That last floor was kind of funky, but hey, we did it, gamers.
All me, let's be honest.
Yeah, definitely all Snowfats.
Can't see my arms reaching all the way over there.
I thought you were doing a remote play on my computer.
Don't tell them that.
Well, I mean, it makes more sense than TeamViewer. I'm so glad we figured that out the other day.
I'm so glad we didn't tell Sexwax about that either.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't want to ruin the sanctity of a speedrunning marathon by cheating, right? Who would do that?
I would never do that.
What degenerate would do that?
I guess also worth mentioning right now is that enemies, another just small bit of randomness in this game, enemies don't necessarily die in one hit when they get shot. Every kind of character, like every actor, player included, has a 25% chance of surviving up to one gunshot, which is why sometimes you'll see someone get hit and just blood come out, but they don't die. Melee is always a kill, though, so there's no such, like, grace for melee. You just get destroyed. This is also one of the reasons that double-barrel shotgun enemies are so incredibly dangerous, because their guns can shoot really, really quickly, and it shoots a lot of bullets out. And they cover a very wide area, And normally 2 shots, not that great, but the AI only needs to kill the one of you versus the tons of mobsters that you need to kill.
That was a clean deadline. Pretty happy with that. So, I think my least favorite level in the game is coming up here.
Yeah. I know this is Speed's most hated level as well. He absolutely despises this one.
Yeah, luckily it's not too hard, but if you mess up, it's really punishing.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, we got shot, and now we're in the hospital recovering. And, we're drugged up a little bit. And on top of that, we just want to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So, drugged up escape from the hospital!
Yeah, this is general surgeon advice. Please do not do this. We are not doctors. We're not telling you how you should be handling medical treatment. Sidling along the outside of a wall in the second story is not what you should do when you wake up in the hospital. Just trust us.
You know, if I wasn't such a gamer, that would be the second time that jacket does that in a run. Oh, no, what? I've never had that happen before. Classic marathon luck. Okay, there we go. I was just going too fast.
Too fast, too quick, too soon.
Oh, now we're getting to some of my favorite levels, too. Hot and Heavy's fun, but Assault and Vengeance, while they kick your butt, and definitely can kick your butt, they're just so fun. I'm probably one of the few Hotline players that says that so confidently.
I think they're really fun, too. I still stand by this opinion that Vengeance is the most technically difficult level.
Oh, yeah.
Assaults and, like, Tension can also be real tough to run quickly through, just because of, like, how many AI or random roamers there. I think, though, that mechanically playing through the level in, like, kind of an optimal manner, that Vengeance is the most difficult, tricky one. That being said, though, Assault is an absolute run killer.
Yeah, there's just so much enemy management that you have to do, and it can be so finicky. Especially, like, earlier when I forgot to pick up the police baton. That really threw me off there. But we're good.
You're Tony, that would have just killed them.
Alright, so I didn't draw... There we go. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, this level's gross. Well, specifically this floor. I like Assault otherwise.
Yeah, definitely the second floor of Assault is the kind of level that if you go through it like super quickly and just cleanly, it goes great, but even like tiny mistakes can just spiral out of control very fast.
Yeah, I think I gave a textbook example of what that could have looked like. I wasn't quick enough getting out of here. I'm gonna let these guys come up. There we go. Oh, someone else is still alive. Hello? Oh, no. Just kidding. We did it! Objectives? What are those? I'm just here to punch people.
Not done punching yet. We still got Vengeance, and then we got another boss fight, which you may have noticed. The boss fights are kind of anticlimactic in this game, but that's kind of the nature of being a very fast-paced, more or less everything dies super quickly kind of game. Long, drawn-out boss fights just don't really work with that kind of thing. You do get to hit giant cats with a trophy, though, so that's good.
My setup's not working out all that well right now. Here we go. Come on, buddy. Let's dance. Yeah, can you come out here? I guess not. Okay, so there's one thing that I do a little differently. It's more of a safety strat, is I kind of deal with those roaming dogs and that enemy, because they can really mess you up. Nice! Got a gun. Oh, no way!
Oh no. Heartbreaking.
Okay, this time, gamers.
Also, thank you for leaving the puzzle piece in the bathroom here just to bother me.
Yeah, not a problem. I know it really helps you out. Oh, no! Why did I do that? Sometimes you just have to make your presence known. And sometimes you pay for it. Alright. Got a knife. Hey.
Enough fooling around, we got it this time.
And then let's grab this just to be safe. Pop, pop. There we go.
See, easy every time.
Yeah, first try. We did it.
Couldn't have done it without everyone in the chat's undying support, though.
Yes, absolutely. Do we have any speed dogs in the chat? My API calls aren't up, so I can't really take a look there. Psst. Type Franker C.
No, oh my dog.
Alright, so Snowfat's talked about this bit earlier, but this is some cat-on-cat violence. Okay. Now we're taking care of the bodyguard. And nice.
Don't worry, I got an emote to cover that.
Thanks.
No problem.
Hello? There we go.
Hello?
Yeah, that boss fight can take a lot to figure out, but, you know, luckily if you're pretty quick, you can just kind of deal with everything pretty handily. Oh no, I forgot to censor this. Oh wait, he's gonna smoke here. We can't watch him smoke. That's not gonna happen.
No vaping allowed.
No vaping. Absolutely not. Yes, this is a good Christian speedrun, and there is absolutely no vaping allowed. See, look. There we go. Now we're on to part 5. Biker time.
Yeah, part 5, you take control of a different character, and you no longer get mass selection, and instead you just have like a constant weapon and some thrown weapons that you carry on you. So the gameplay is generally feels the same, but it really spices things up.
Oh, someone came back up too. Wanted to party.
Same, honestly.
Oh. You know, you would never guess that I practiced this. There we go. That was some prime gaming. Speaking of which, make sure to subscribe to the Midwest Speedfest channel using your Amazon Prime for the free sub. Get amazing emotes like the Pog emote. That one's really good. I really like that one. And then the GG too for when I finish the run coming up here. We're getting pretty close.
GGs are always good.
Absolutely.
Real gaming hours, who up?
So fun in games is anything but fun in games. Hot take, I know, but I would never lie. there's a lot of just weird stuff that can happen on this level, and it's pretty hard to react to even. Hello?
The typical very last enemy that you kill on this level is known as, like, a serious run killer. Because he's random roaming, he's far away in kind of an open-ish area that he can go to a lot of different places. Of course, he's got a gun. And you can't pick up guns yourself as biker.
But you do have some throwing knives, and I sniped him.
That one coming.
Alright, so remember when I fought Biker and definitely didn't omit the Biker Warp from my run? Definitely not from mistakes or anything.
I'm glad that you did.
Well, we get to see that fight again from the perspective of Biker.
Yeah, we already know how it ends, though, so honestly, I don't even know why this is in the game.
Yeah, Biker lives into Hotline Miami too.
Yeah, exactly.
I could hear you seething.
Everyone can hear me seething now, thank you.
Ooh, that's gonna be tight. And I didn't do it. Oh wait, I did! Gamer moment!
Hey!
I was so excited I had to hop on the bike from the other side.
Proof that Hotline Miami has speed tech.
Yeah, basically, when you execute Jacket there, if you just happen to clear the wall, you'll just be on the opposite side. It's pretty great. And it's actually pretty easy to set up, but, you know, sometimes mistakes happen. Time's coming up pretty soon, by the way. And I just mash through text. This is the most menuing you do in New Game Plus all levels. And... time.
Yeah, we did. That fresh run smell.
Yeah, it's got quite the stench to it.
Oh, it's got quite the song to it, too. Hotline's OST is so good.
Absolutely. Definitely one of my favorite parts of this game and what helps me come back to it again and again. Other than the blistering fast gameplay and, you know, just having to adapt to everything. That's also pretty appealing.
The interesting speed tech and, you know, everything else involved.
Definitely. Well, hey, that was Hotline Miami. New Game Plus all levels. Beat it all in one sitting. Woohoo. So, with that, there is much more of a marathon to see here. And I believe coming up, we have a beautiful Sex Rex experience coming up here. So, thank you all so much for your time, everyone. It's been a real treat. And I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye!
Bye!